So few people had telephones or cars. Births outside marriage were rare, as was cohabitation. To mark their 50th anniversary, the Central Statistics Office has published a book, That Was Then, This Is Now, which documents half a century of radical social and economic change.
In 1949, the country was still coming to terms with the social and economic deprivation experienced during the Second World War. Then, one child in every 16 did not live to see his or her 5th birthday, whereas today it's one child in every 136.
I was particularly struck by the change in the pattern of birth and the way that has changed. For example, not just at the birth rate fallen, but the number of children being produced by the typical woman now. The average woman is only 1.9, so we're actually below replacement level.
In 1949, a pound of sirloin steak cost 12 pence. Half a century later, its average price is £3.90. A loaf of bread was 3 pence, compared with 78 pence today. Of the 250,000 households that had piped water in 1946, only 15% had the use of a fixed bath or shower. The corresponding figure in 1991 was 94%. 2.5 hours to travel from Dublin to London. Only 100,000 decided to take the trip in 1950. In 1998, just over 4 million people flew there. From transport to telecommunications, very few people had telephones in 1949. In fact, the total number of calls made was 68 million, or a call on average of once a fortnight. 50 years later, the total number of calls was nearly 8 billion, so that on average each man, woman and child in the country made and received nearly 6 calls a day. And that doesn't include calls made on mobile phones. That was then, this is now. But what may we expect over the next 50 years?
The whole question of the working week, I think, will come into play, and whether people want to, if both members of a couple are working, whether they'll both want to work full-time in the labour force, or whether they'll want a more flexible arrangement.
Technological advancement and the increase in international trade will also see the Irish economy become more integrated into the world economy. Deirdre McCarthy, RTE News.
And the main news again tonight. Martin McGuinness of Sinn Féin has said in Washington that the British and Unionist approach to decommissioning has put resolution of the issue back by many years. Take care now. Good night.